Welcome to the world of Jones Knows. Are you thinking of installing a vinyl floor, possibly Nucore's performance vinyl? Well, today I'm doing tips, tricks, and how to protect your floor. Today on Jones Knows.
So beautiful, you and me, we meant to be.
Hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tim. I'm a flooring and stair contractor, and as usual, helping me in the videos are my sons Tristan and Hunter. So this is part 2 of Nucore's performance vinyl flooring. Be sure to check out part 1 where I show you how to set up the job and how to install the boards. Today we're going to go over some basics, how to make difficult cuts, how to change rooms, and how to protect your floor from scratching, denting, and appliances. So without any further ado, let's head out to the job. Go ahead and hit it. Hold on, here we go. It's a part 1 recap. We installed our vinyl over tile. We cut our door jambs with the oscillating saw. We did some leveling in the kitchen in areas where tiles were missing, and of course, Nucore requires a 6mm vapor barrier. Getting started was fun when you're doing a random look, because this floor takes a little bit of extra effort to install the boards. That's why we use our tapping block trick. Nucore's Whistling Hills Rigid Core Vinyl. Be sure to check out part 1 when you get a chance for all these great tips. Just how rigid is this new Nucore? This is me with the old Nucore product. Look how it flaps in the wind. I mean, it's like a diving board. This is me with the new product, though. I can barely even move it. I'm pressing hard on it. Here's the two products side by side. One can't even keep itself up, and the other is stiff as a board, literally. One of the questions I get all the time about vinyl flooring is, does it expand just like wood and laminate? Yes, it does. You have to allow a 1/4 of an inch expansion around your perimeter. That means you have to use baseboards or a quarter round to cover your expansion gap. Now here's a little theory I have on expansion. The long ends of the board, this side of the board, expand a lot more than the short end. So if you are going to cut it tight to a molding or a tile somewhere in the house, you're more likely to get by with leaving less expansion on this end. That being said, you still need to try to leave a 1/4 of an inch whenever possible. Tell us about your new floor. Come on. You're running away? What? What did you just say? You talking back to me? He's walking away from me, and then he looks back and goes, it's like he spit at me. So if you've seen any of my videos, you know when I do whatever type of flooring it is, vinyl, laminate, it doesn't matter. We just flip our boards when we're making our end cuts, mark it, and that's where we cut it. When we're doing vinyl, we score it, we snap it. We don't need a tape measure. We want to do it the easiest way. The problem is with this performance flooring, it has a stone core center, and it doesn't always snap where you want it to. After the first video in the series, I got all kind of questions about why it didn't cut. It's the stone core center. So the laminate cutter, like I'm using here, works the best for your end cuts. Where's the felt at? Some of these pieces don't have it. And most of them have it. I think it's just this one piece here that didn't have it. Well, we almost forgot to put the felt on that couch. On all my installations, I think one of the most important things that we do that a lot of other companies don't do, and I insist on doing for my customers, is I put protection on the feet of the furniture as I go. I don't put anything back onto the completed floor unless I put felt on it. So when you flip your furniture over, whether it's a chair or couch or dresser, you're almost always going to find these little plastic sliders on the legs. I don't like to put the felt onto that. What I like to do is take a screwdriver or chisel and just, they come off really easy. Pop them off right just like that. It takes 1 second extra. And then I like to stick my felt directly onto the leg. When you're spending thousands of dollars on flooring, You want it to be protected. You always want to think one step ahead, because when you're remodeling a house, stuff gets out of place, put into the wrong rooms. But when you're installing your new floor, you don't want to have to drag it across the whole house on that brand new floor. These refrigerators were completely out of place, but before we installed the floor in this area, we shifted them where they needed to be, so that once we installed the floor, they were in place. We could put them exactly where they needed to go now without damaging the new flooring. So switching rooms can be tricky. That's why I have a method that we all use. We'll put a temporary board in place in the doorway, and then we'll put our actual board we want to cut attached to that board, with the end of the board lining up where the end joint is going to actually be. And then we'll just run a marking board along the wall, and that'll show us exactly where we want to make our cut. You don't want to make it more difficult than it has to be. As you can see here, this is just an L-shaped cut, but sometimes walls aren't straight. So by using a marking board, it'll get an exactly perfect cut, and then you just install it like you would a regular board. Show you one more time in another room here. We put our temporary board in, then we'll take the board that is actually going to go in its place there. We'll make sure that we line it up so that the end joint is actually going to be where our end joint needs to be. And then take our marking board, put it along the wall. If you've seen me do the last board trick around here, it's just the same exact way from this point. We'll put it along the wall, mark where that wall is going to intersect with it as well, and then just run it along the marking board. The only difference is we're marking two sides where it goes into the door jamb and along the wall. From there, it's just a matter of installing it. Sir, step away from the small board before it's too late. You have no idea the kind of damage you're going to cause here. This is not acceptable. So it's safe to say your house is not going to come down if you put a small board in. The directions in flooring products say don't have pieces less than 8 inches long, and your last row shouldn't be skinnier than half a plank. But this is the real world. I get so many questions about small boards and how to avoid them, and what do you do if you get one. If you're a professional installer and you've been doing this as long as me, you know that small boards are part of any installation. If you're doing thousands of feet, if you're doing 500 feet, there's just no way to avoid small boards. If you're carrying floor into multiple rooms, you're gonna have them. And guess what? I've installed thousands of them in my career, and I've yet to ever have a problem related to a small board. They are a part of installation, and there's no way to avoid them. My point here is there's more important things to worry about. You won't be able to plan out every small board in your installation, but nothing is going to happen by putting one in. The floor will stay down, it won't lift, it won't come up, and it won't fall apart. So when you're marking your last rows along walls, you don't need a tape measure. What I like to do is take the board that I want to cut and place it directly over the last completed row. Then take a marking board, which is a full board, put it up against the wall, and just draw a line where it intersects with the board that we want to cut. And that's how we mark our last row. Now, normally I like to just score and snap vinyl flooring, but with this vinyl, you'll see here, normally cuts really easy on a table saw. That was the original Nucore. But this vinyl here, as I try to cut it on the table saw, takes a lot more effort. It barely wants to cut through, but it is the best way to cut it. If you're looking for a safer way to cut it, you can also use a jigsaw like I'm using here. It's just a lot slower, but it is a lot safer. Then it's just a matter of installing your board. Hey, buddy. We're besties now. Come on. Yes. See, I ain't so bad. Oh, now we're friends. I'm not so bad when I put this new floor in, right? Hey, you could pee all over it if you want. You won't hurt it. You have to notice that molding's in the next video. Don't worry. Don't worry, in the next video we're going to show them how we finish this floor off and a bunch of great ideas to make this floor and their floors look their best. Well, so this performance vinyl really impressed me. This is probably one of my new favorite products to work with. It is really, really serious flooring. I mean, these boards are twice as heavy. I showed you, they don't bend. They are really, really hard to cut, but that's a good thing because it's not going to scratch as easy, dent as easy. And at the end of the day, that's what's the most important to you, me, and anybody getting vinyl installed. That's some of the basics that I do on my jobs, how we protect our floor, how we move appliances, how we make our cuts. These are all actual things that I do on a daily basis. I'm trying to teach homeowners and installers some of the basic concepts to make your installation go a little bit easier. If you found this useful, be sure to check out some of our other content. We have lots of great videos on how to install wood, vinyl, laminate, and stairs. Plus we do product reviews. I review vinyl, laminate, wood, put laminate up against vinyl. I run them over, I dunk them, I do whatever it takes to find out which of these floors are best for you. If you haven't subscribed yet, I want you to take out your favorite flooring mallet, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any future content.